98%. Overwhelmingly positive. When you hear statistics like that, your mind immediately leaps to the titans of the industry. You think of the multi-million-dollar, decade-in-the-making blockbuster titles that dominate headlines and award shows. But what if I told you that this near-perfect score, this resounding chorus of player adoration, doesn't belong to a sprawling open-world epic or a high-octane shooter? What if I told you it belongs to a tiny $10 puzzle game that appeared on the Nintendo eShop with barely a whisper? While the entire gaming world is fixated on the future, speculating about the immense power of the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2, and dreaming of grand adventures in titles like the confirmed Metroid Prime 4 Beyond and Pokémon Legends ZA, a small, unassuming game has quietly captured the hearts of players right now, on the console they already own. The game is called Is This Seat Taken? And it might just be the biggest surprise of the year. So, how did a stealth-released indie title manage to achieve one of the highest possible ratings on the entire Steam platform and generate such a passionate viral response from the notoriously discerning Nintendo fanbase? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on this unexpected phenomenon. We will investigate precisely why a simple and affordable puzzle game is being hailed as possessing the perfect Nintendo DNA, how its developers at Poti Poti Studio crafted a fan favorite seemingly overnight, and we will explore the overwhelming community reaction that strongly suggests its official 82 Metacritic score might be selling it short, incredibly short. Let's set the stage, because the context of when this game arrived is just as important as the game itself. For millions of Nintendo Switch owners, particularly the early adopters and the most dedicated fans, the year 2024 has felt like a long, quiet wait in a vast desert. The horizon is shimmering with incredible promise, to be sure. We know that colossal, system-selling adventures are coming. Titles like Metroid Prime 4, Beyond, a game whispered about for years, and the exciting new direction of Pokémon Legends ZA are confirmed to be in development. Fans are also anticipating potential heavy hitters like Kirby Air Riders and Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment before 2026. These are the Goliaths, the console-defining experiences that players buy systems for. But they are distant promises. In the here and now, the release schedule for major first-party Nintendo titles has been sparse. This creates a unique void, a hunger for something new, polished, and engaging to fill the gap. It is in this exact environment, this hype desert, that a small, unassuming David can step forward and capture the entire world's attention. This is the fertile ground where a hidden gem can not just sprout, but flourish into something truly special, offering a refreshing drink of water to fans thirsty for a quality experience. The story of Is This Seat Taken is a fascinating case study in the power of quality, community, and perfect timing. It's a story that begins in the crowded, often chaotic digital marketplace of the Nintendo eShop, a place where countless games are released every single week, all vying for a sliver of the spotlight. In this vast digital ocean, it is exceptionally difficult for any single title, especially one from a smaller independent studio, to make waves. Without a colossal marketing budget, without massive preview events, and without the backing of a household name publisher, most games are destined to be a drop in that ocean, seen by few and played by even fewer. Yet somehow, this little puzzle game, published by Wholesome Games Presents, has become a beacon. It was a stealth release, meaning it simply appeared, ready for purchase without the traditional months-long hype cycle. One day, it wasn't there, and the next, it was. And then, something magical started to happen. Players, drawn in by its charming presentation or its modest $10 price tag, started talking. And they didn't just talk, they raved. The initial positive buzz on social media and forums began to snowball, creating a wave of genuine word-of-mouth excitement that no marketing campaign could ever hope to replicate. This is the indie developer's dream, and for Poti Poti Studio, it has become a stunning reality. But to truly grasp the scale of this success, we have to look at the numbers, because they tell a truly astonishing story. The first port of call for many gamers is Metacritic, the review aggregation website. Here, Is This Seat Taken holds a score of 82 out of 100. Now, let's be perfectly clear. A score of 82 is very, very good. It signifies generally favorable reviews from professional critics and is a result any developer would be proud to achieve. It places the game firmly in the category of a high-quality, recommended title. But in this particular case, that solid, respectable score is only the tip of the iceberg. The real narrative, the one that reveals the true depth of feeling for this game, is found not in the critics' columns, but in the hands of the players themselves. Let's pivot to the world's largest digital storefront for PC gaming, Steam. Now, before we reveal the rating, it is crucial to understand the ecosystem of Steam reviews. It is a brutal, honest, and unfiltered democracy of player opinion. Unlike professional reviews that might consider artistic merit or technical innovation, a Steam review often boils down to one simple question: was this game worth my money and my time? To get a positive review is one thing. To get a very positive rating, which requires at least 80% positive reviews with a solid number of total reviews, is a significant achievement. But to reach the hallowed halls of overwhelmingly positive is something else entirely. This tier requires a staggering 95% or higher positive rating from an even larger pool of reviews, often numbering in the thousands. It is a statistical monument to player satisfaction. This is the realm of universally beloved classics, games like Portal 2, Stardew Valley, and Terraria. These are titles that have, for years, defined their genres and brought joy to millions. It is a club that many multi-hundred-million-dollar AAA games with massive marketing campaigns fail to ever join. So, with that context in mind, where does our little $10 puzzle game land? Here, Is This Seat Taken doesn't just have a positive rating. It has an overwhelmingly positive rating. This is the absolute highest tier a game can achieve on Steam. It is a prestigious badge of honor reserved for the most beloved and well-received titles on the entire platform. To earn this, a game needs to have an exceptionally high percentage of positive reviews from a significant number of players. The game has, as of this recording, over 1,194 user reviews. And out of all those players who spent their own money and took the time to leave a review, a staggering 98% of them gave it a positive recommendation. 98%. Let that number sink in. It is statistical near perfection. It's a level of universal acclaim that many of the biggest, most expensive games in the world fail to ever achieve. A 98% approval rating is almost unheard of for any game, let alone a $10 indie title that arrived with so little fanfare. If you find stories like this, where quality and player passion triumph over marketing hype, as inspiring as we do us a favor and hit that like button to let us know. This incredible rating tells us that the game is not just good, it's connecting with its audience on a much deeper level. And that connection is most palpable within the dedicated Nintendo community itself. On the Nintendo Switch 2 subreddit, a place buzzing with anticipation for the next generation of hardware, one of the top posts of the week wasn't a rumor or a leak about the new console. It was a heartfelt appreciation post for this little game. The title of the post read simply, "Is This Seat Taken is an absolutely amazing game." That single, powerful endorsement from a fellow player resonated deeply with the community. It wasn't an isolated opinion. The popularity of the post itself, propelled by upvotes and engagement, showed that this sentiment was widely shared. The comments section became a cascade of agreement and further praise. One user wrote, "It caught my eye immediately in the Indie World presentation, and my God, was it worth the money. Absolute wonder of a game." Another comment added a simple but powerful testament. "I finished it yesterday and loved it." But perhaps the most insightful part of that original Reddit post was its analysis of why the game feels so special. The user wrote, "The aesthetics are perfectly Nintendo, and it's such an awesome sit down with friends and figure this out kind of game." This hits on two core pillars of what makes the game so successful. Let's break that down. What does it truly mean for something to have a perfectly Nintendo aesthetic? It's a phrase we hear a lot, but it's a concept built on decades of a consistent and powerful design philosophy. It is not merely about a particular art style. It is about a feeling. It's about the principle of game feel, the tactile, responsive, and joyful sensation of simply interacting with the game world. It's the perfect weight of Mario's jump, the satisfying thwack of a tennis ball in Wii Sports, the intuitive click and drag of a puzzle piece. This philosophy extends to accessibility. Nintendo games are legendary for being easy to pick up but difficult to master, creating a gentle learning curve that invites players of all skill levels. They often hide layers of complexity beneath a charming and simple exterior. Furthermore, Nintendo DNA is about sparking a sense of wonder and discovery, a concept the company internally refers to as kondo, the feeling of satisfaction when you solve a problem or discover something new on your own. For the community to collectively decide that Poti Poti Studio has managed to distill this complex and elusive formula into their own game is an incredible accolade. It means they didn't just make a good puzzle game, they crafted an experience that feels like it came from the heart of Kyoto itself, embodying the very principles that have made Nintendo a beloved icon for generations. The second part of that quote is just as crucial, the sit-down with friends factor. In an age of increasingly online, competitive, and often isolating multiplayer experiences, the joy of local, couch co-op is something Nintendo has always championed. This game is being praised as a perfect continuation of that tradition. It's a game that encourages communication, collaboration, and shared moments of discovery and triumph. It fosters connection not through a headset, but through shared space and experience. It's a game you play with people, not just against them. This combination of classic, charming aesthetic and engaging social gameplay has clearly struck a chord, and the way it was presented to the world was just as clever as its design. The publisher, Wholesome Games Presents, is more than just a name. It's a curator. The Wholesome Games movement has become a significant force in the indie space, representing a haven for players looking for experiences that are cozy, thoughtful, and generally free of intense violence or stress. By publishing under this banner, the game instantly signals its intent and finds an audience predisposed to appreciate its charm. Then there's the masterstroke of the $10 price tag. This isn't just about being affordable, it's about psychology. At $10, the game moves out of the realm of a calculated purchase and into the category of an impulse buy. The risk is incredibly low. This creates a powerful dynamic. Players go in with modest expectations, and when they discover a game with the polish, depth, and sheer joy of a $40 or $50 title, the sense of value is immense. This feeling of getting an incredible bargain fuels an even more passionate and enthusiastic response. They feel smart for discovering it and are eager to share their discovery with others, creating a self-perpetuating cycle of positive word of mouth. At a time when many gamers feel a sense of fatigue from massive, time-consuming live service games or overly complex systems, Is This Seat Taken offers a refreshing alternative. It's an invitation to simply have fun, to solve clever puzzles, and to share a delightful experience with friends or family. The developer, Poti Poti Studio, and the publisher, Wholesome Games Presents, should be commended. They proved that a game doesn't need to have a 100-hour campaign or a billion-dollar budget to be considered a masterpiece by the people who play it. Sometimes, all it takes is a great idea, a lot of heart, and a clear focus on fun. While we all continue to eagerly await news about the next generation of Nintendo hardware and the blockbuster games it will bring, Is This Seat Taken serves as a powerful and timely reminder. It stands as a proud new chapter in the ongoing story of the Nintendo Switch's symbiotic relationship with independent developers. From its very launch, the Switch became the definitive platform for indie games. Its hybrid nature, the ability to play on a big screen or take your games on the go, made it the perfect home for the kinds of focused, creative experiences that define the indie scene. We saw it with the massive success of titles like Hollow Knight, Celeste, Stardew Valley, and Untitled Goose Game, all of which found colossal audiences and critical acclaim on the platform. The eShop, for all its discoverability challenges, has been a treasure chest for players willing to look, and Is This Seat Taken is the latest, brightest jewel to be unearthed. It proves that even in the twilight years of a console's life, there is still vibrant, exciting, and essential software being released. It reminds us that fantastic, memorable, and absolutely amazing gaming experiences can come from anywhere, at any time. They can be found in the quiet corners of the eShop, waiting to be discovered. This game is a testament to the thriving creativity of the indie scene, the power of a passionate community, and the simple, enduring magic of a game made with love. What are some of your favorite indie gems that took you completely by surprise? Let us know in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss our next deep dive into the hidden hits of the gaming world, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on. Thank you for watching. It is a fantastic